me here. So finally, I get to hang out with the guys. The dogs are outside. Special Hang with Denny segment. We're in about, 6 months from now, there is a little human going to arrive at the Testa residence, and it's pretty freaky. It's great. 6 months.
Congratulations.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Thanks,
That's
guys.
gonna be a big change.
Yeah.
Change. Wait, so everybody here, all the guys, we got Derek here, Neil's over here, and Jarrett's over here. Jarrett, I'll just start with you. You have two girls,
2 girls, 7 and 5.
7 and
Yeah.
5. Do you remember being in my position like 6 months to go with who's the oldest?
Harper is the oldest.
Yeah.
At 7.
Do you forget who was the oldest?
Yeah, you kind of yell so much at the 2 of them. Harper and Olivia just kind of blend together sometimes.
Yeah.
But yeah, Harper's 7, so I remember being in your spot, not necessarily running a podcast, but I certainly remember kind of thinking like, what the fuck is going on? What am I doing here? Like, what is this? This is crazy.
Like I saw, I guess Kate's 13 and a half weeks with a creature inside the belly. And we saw the ultrasound. It was bouncing. It had all its fingers and all its toes, and it was bouncing all around. But it's like this big. But you guys know they blow it up to look super big on the thing. And I'm like, what's it doing? What was your thought? Do you remember like the first time you saw your baby? It's so weird to say, like your son or daughter for the first time on that screen. Neil, you remember that?
I do. And I was like, all right, it looks good. It looks cool.
This is just, yeah, cool. All right, let's go get a coffee.
yeah. I mean, it was, I think, like, the reality for me hit when, like, during delivery.
No, I understand. It doesn't,
like,
yeah.
I think it's like the mom and the dad have, like, similar experiences, but then completely different because we're not carrying the kid
right now.
I think unless you guys know something that I don't.
We're innocent bystanders.
Yeah, like.
No,
yeah.
I agree. It doesn't feel like I get it. Like Kate's got it, but I everything seems normal. Like I go to all these appointments, which is kind of because she's over 35, so it's like basketball is out of shape. A player is out of shape if you're like 35, so you're high risk
That's
now.
a red alert. Yeah.
You're at 36,
Yeah.
you're high risk.
Right. I think like what I was just always wanted to hear was like, all right, everything looks good, and that was it. So I think like that kind of overtook like the emotion of seeing like it on the screen. I'm like, all right, I see it. But I just want to make sure that all right, everything looks fine. I'll see you in 2 weeks.
Clear.
Yeah,
be all clear.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was. That was like all good. And blood tests came back. We go more blood tests and tests. Did you guys go to these doctors 400 times a week?
Yeah.
I went to our first baby.
Yeah.
But then thereafter, I was less involved. Not an absent father by any stretch, but
So you have three kids.
Yes.
You recently just had another one.
yes, yeah, we are outnumbered.
Congratulations.
We moved to zone coverage. Declan's 5.5. I have Rory, who turned 3 in April, and then we've got little baby Reagan, who was born April 23rd. So 5, 3, and like almost 3 months.
Wow.
So it's
That sounds insane.
It
I mean,
is.
I've hung out with.
They got squad.
That's squad. That's insane.
yeah, it's been interesting, but fun. And I think the challenge for me is that the emotional roller coaster that I have in my mind is not necessarily the roller coaster that my wife is on. So,
Well, speaking of your wife, I had all your wives.
What? You son of a bitch.
Here. I'm here.
hanging with Denny.
Hanging with all your wives. I was hanging with all their wives. No, they were all fantastic and gave absolutely great advice and great stories, and obviously talked about all three of you, which was really exciting. I'm not gonna.
They were very honest.
They were honest. They had to be honest. Everything they said was true.
Right. Of course.
Maybe.
Of course, absolutely.
So you have three. And then Neil, you have
I have
3 beautiful girls as well, right?
3 daughters. Soon to be 7 on August 20th.
7 daughters?
No, I'm sorry. 7 years old. My oldest will be 7 in August. My middle will be 5 in end of July, and my youngest will be 3 in November.
Oh boy.
Yeah. There's a lot of estrogen in the house.
Oh man, yeah, you're
I
the.
feel it. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I mean, all of us are outnumbered.
Yeah. I mean, it's
a lot of women in the house.
Yeah.
Our cat's a woman too.
Our dog is a woman.
our cat is a female woman, and
Jen
but our
Jen wonders why I take the walk sometimes.
yeah.
Solo.
Quick 10-minute walk. That's it.
Our dog is a boy, or has a wiener.
He's a boy. That's good.
Yeah.
Boy.
Thank God, right?
And wiener.
Yeah. Yes.
Together.
Yeah.
But so, do you remember back where I was at, like 13 weeks? Did you guys read, like your first child? Did you read books? Like, how did you know what to do? I mean, sort of people give you a ton of advice. You're gonna just hear a bunch of stuff, but what were you thinking?
So I didn't read any books.
You didn't read any books
because like I was like I don't want to know how you parent. I'm gonna figure this out sort of on my own.
Sure.
Right. I did talk to like some dads who I like or admire, who's but as far as like I didn't want to be influenced by someone who like is a professional and I'm sure has experience or whatever, but
Who's to say they're a professional?
yeah.
That's what I always say to Chad. I'm like,
Well, just in
just
title.
because he wrote a book, like, come on, give me a break. I think you read the books, and like.
So you read
some
the books?
people. I read one because Jen kind of wanted me to do it, and I read a lot of books, so I didn't mind kind of fitting that into my commute in the morning. So I read the book, and there were certain things that I think it really helps you with. It helps you to understand certain basic stuff because you might not know shit about having a kid. So how many times a day does it poop or
Right.
whatever it may be? Certain things are helpful. You're going to get advice from your parents. You're going to get advice from every Tom, Dick, and Harry that ever walked the earth. But as Neil said, he's like, you ultimately have to figure this out for yourself. Like, you can read every book on the planet. It's really not going to prepare you for, how you raise your kids and how you help your wife and how you do things like that. So
Like I think to Jared's point, I think that's like true. Like I was open to the technical stuff. Like
I agree with the technical part.
like no joke. Like I didn't know like I should wipe front to back because.
Oh wait, one of your wives said it was
Like-
Jackie, pushy to the tushy.
That's I came up
That's,
with that.
no,
Okay.
that's
You can't-
Megan.
Yeah, I came
That's
up. I
Megan.
came up with that.
I
came up with
I came up with
that.
that. Yeah, because I'm like, all right, how do I get my
I learned
kid?
that.
And it's like put like you wipe front to back.
Yeah.
Like I'm sorry, I've never had a vagina before in my life. I'm sure I've been called that by different names by different people.
Yeah,
Right.
this is fine.
Right. Yeah. But so that was new to me. So like the technical stuff, yeah. But in terms of like how I'm going to respond to certain things, how
Sure.
that's like I feel like that's a combination of like how you want to steer your own
course.
family,
Yeah.
and the influence of like I would argue like our own parents and upbringing too.
Right, of course.
Yeah.
Well, I think that makes sense. Like, I'm not looking, like, when you read these books, like, for somebody to tell you, this is how you should do it. I
Right.
think it's more technical.
Yeah.
And you read some stuff, like, for instance, when did you guys start buying things? Like, you have to make the nursery, or you have to buy a crib, or you have to buy the, when did you guys start buying, when did you start buying goods?
I have
Well,
no idea.
I think when you have the first baby,
That's where we're at.
I don't know if Kate's done this already, but I'm sure she may have gotten together with all of her girlfriends and her mom and her sisters
Yeah.
and said, let me put together the biggest fucking list of things for the house. And we're going to buy the most expensive bed. We're going to buy the most expensive crib, the most
Gotta be.
expensive
It's gotta be the best.
baby changing table. We're going to get the diaper, the wipe warmer.
Ooh.
No.
There's something that
Oh,
warms
that's
the
nice.
wipes.
So it's not too cold.
My wife didn't get that, but I can tell you that I've seen some pretty crazy things on these baby registry lists.
There's so many gadgets. It warms.
Too many.
For the record, I would use a whiteboard.
Now?
Yeah, I don't think that's. I would argue that's.
Side note,
Yeah.
we do a subscription to Amazon for wipes.
Okay.
I just stocked every single bathroom in my house with at least 2 packages of
These are
baby wipes.
So, yeah.
Not the
And let's-
warming.
and let-
Not
let-
baby wipes in general.
And
Just
I would argue
life-changing.
baby wipes are not just for babies, my brother.
Oh, no, I got plenty of
Yeah.
baby wipes here. Yeah,
Oh,
no,
your life.
I-
Life-changing.
I love baby wipes.
Game
Like,
changer.
Just don't flush them down the toilet unless they're flushable.
Yeah,
You
you
get
know,
the water
you
ones,
get the
the
flush
99% water.
that's debatable.
if
Don't
it's
tell me
around,
like
if it's
that.
around, yeah.
If it's yellow.
So the original question was, when do we start?
Yeah, when did you, like-
It was probably after a few months of making sure that everything was okay.
Yeah.
Because the general consensus is after kind of, that what's it, 12 weeks, you can kind of start sharing it with your friends and family. And
That's what it's, we're like a little
that-
over 13.
yeah,
so-
and that's when we felt more comfortable starting to kind of really prepare. But that was also one of the most overwhelming days at Bye Bye Baby that I've ever encountered in my entire life. We were in there for about 3 hours, and I think I immediately went to the bar after. I just needed a drink because you're in there, you're talking about strollers and everything else that's going to go into your house and immediately change your life in 6 months from now. So
There's a lot of things you have to buy.
You have to have someone with ADD is not going to do well with going through the
So you're gonna read
number
too
of
well.
things. Yeah, we had spoken about this earlier.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, the
Oh.
mattress, the
The-
crib color, the crib size, the
My mom already she's like, I want to buy you the crib. I wanna
ash,
get you the
pine wood,
crib.
cedar. Just give me.
You're gonna
something
walk
that's
in
not
and
gonna-
they're gonna be like, "That's the
that
guy
the kid
you
can
want."
sleep in.
That's the guy. As soon as you walk in. By the way, funny story about Bye Bye Baby. Until I first walked in there, I always thought it was BYE Baby, and I thought it was the most like effed up name of a store. So I'm like, Megan, why do they look Bye Bye Baby? And it wasn't until we pulled in. I'm like, oh, BY. Bye baby. Yeah. So that was.
That's what. Did everybody go to buy? Is that the spot to go to? I mean, obviously, it's one of the. That and Target. I was in Target today. If you want to see any device or what moms are doing, I saw a mom today with this. She had like a frontal book bag with the baby hanging on the front, and she was just walking with it like it was just
Not just for moms, but man.
Neil has been dominating that since, I don't know, 2012.
12.
Yeah,
That
that's
is-
been
that is
a
not-
staple at the Kichi household,
Yeah.
that's for sure.
That is not just for moms, and you will
mean,
you will be very thankful when you're out and you plop him or her in there, and you got a beer in one hand, and you're good.
The
You're
other
good.
hand's free to do
you
whatever
are.
it is you need to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like all that talk about masculinity or whatever, out the door.
Yeah, I don't care about
Because-
that.
Yeah, no.
I look for something that's gonna make my life easier.
Yeah.
Oh,
And the,
100%.
and the kid will love it.
I want to see you with one of those on.
I'll show you a picture. I have.
Get the baby in that thing immediately.
Yeah.
Immediately.
So
Those
that,
are- the
those
co-
things are awesome.
The car seats are a big thing, obviously, right? Do you
To a
need one for
degree.
each car?
I mean,
you're going to want
if
to get
you're
a
gonna-
base.
Yeah.
You're going to get
Yeah,
multiple
see-
bases.
Yep.
Yeah,
And
there's
then you
different
just have
car
one
seats,
carrier.
different ages. There's a lot to go into the car
And
seats.
you do realize that you put the baby in the car seat when you leave the hospital.
Yeah,
Oh.
yourself.
Yeah, like you're
you
like
put
like
the baby into the car seat.
when they at least when we went to Morristown, they took care of us all 3 times, right? But once they're all right, you're discharged, and you leave that hospital, you have to put the baby in the car seat.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
And then you show up to your house and
Yeah.
you're like, holy fucking shit.
I'm bringing
This
you.
is for real.
Yeah. Yeah.
How do we do this?
Yeah.
What's that moment like when you walked in with the baby for the first time at your house?
Jen and I said,
what did you guys do?
Oh my God, this is for real.
Yeah.
There's no books that are going to help us now. There's no mom or dad or friends that are going to help us right now. This is up to us to kind of really figure this out. And, it's great. It's something you look forward to, and it's exciting.
Yeah.
And it
yeah.
shouldn't be looked at as it's stressful, but in a good way. It's good stress.
Totally.
Like
I'm not scared. Oh my God.
it's a
look
life
at-
changer.
Yeah, it's something
it's-
different,
Right.
right? We got another dog, and that was although people say dogs, everybody says the dogs are worse than the kids. You guys are gonna be fine. The dogs are worse, and I don't know. I can't.
Well, dark.
You
That
guys
was a loaded comment. There's a few.
Yeah.
There's a few things you said that.
So I think the dogs you can put in a crate and you can leave them at your house and not change the old diaper.
Yep.
Unless you're into that. I don't know if that's a thing. But I think it hit me. I'll actually tell you exactly what happened. So we brought Declan home. And again, they do literally they wheel your wife out to the car, and then you're carrying the baby. Well, before you even leave the hospital, they check to make sure that you actually buckled the baby in appropriately. So then you pick the baby up, and you're walking out to the car. they're wheeling your wife out. And then they literally just say, all right. They help your wife into the car, and then that's it.
2-day-old baby. It's yours.
2 days. The baby's your fucking problem now. Like, literally, it's all of a sudden, it's
No
okay.
more nurses helping.
I remember Declan cried the entire way from Monmouth Medical all the way to our house in Red Bank. And I'm thinking, what the fuck did I just do? Right? And then I'm like, all right, I gotta be strong for Jackie, I gotta be strong for Declan, right? So the first day I remember thinking, all right, we're good. We're just gonna get everything situated. I mean, Jackie's gonna take care of most of this because she's, breastfeeding, and I'll burp and I'll hand the baby back, which is pretty much what we did for the first 6 months. But I remember thinking that night the baby did not sleep at all, and I remember probably 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, no joke, I literally have goosebumps as I'm telling you this story. I started crying like a baby, thinking, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. Jackie's like stone face looked at me. She goes, I can't have 2 crying babies.
Oh, that's so good. So good.
And then
Jackie, my girl.
I sucked it up, and I'm like, all right, I can do this. And then after that, I think I got my shit together. But that first night, it's pretty scary, to be completely honest with you, because you're by yourself. You're in your own element, your own home, and
God bless the women.
you have no support. Yeah, I mean,
No doubt. There's no doubt.
I mean-
Imagine us trying to carry a kid and we would fail.
No.
Right.
Twice or more than once? No chance. The population would go straight down.
And I think like 2 things. Like, one, back to the hospital. Like, it's such a like momentous time and experience for us as like dads and as like married couple and the moms. But like, with all due respect to the doctors in the hospital, like, it's like I got one at 8, I got one at 10, I got one at 12, I got lunch, and then I want to hit the golf course, right? So like, so that's why, I mean, to the attitude of like, hey, we helped you for 2 days.
Yeah, that's it.
Like, see you later.
Yeah, figure it out.
And then on a more like serious note, but like a reality check, like the first like few weeks, even months, like the dad doesn't matter. The dad doesn't matter to the baby. The dad matters to the mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, if any dad is looking like, why? How come that kid isn't smiling at me yet? Or it's like, no, because like you want to make sure those few months that it's breathing,
Right. Yes.
that it's eating, and that it's shitting and pissing, right, and sleeping, and then all he or she will care about is like eating, and if the mom is nursing, like all he or she will care about is a boob, right?
Yeah.
And then eventually, like, they'll recognize you, like, oh yeah, and that first smile, it'll come like months later. But like, if it's not happening in the first few weeks, where it's like, yo, dad, get over yourself. Not you, but just
Sure,
like
yeah.
it's about like letting the baby and the mom bond and get that appropriate foundation, and then being there for the mom, like in like
Help out,
yeah.
anyway.
If the mom's like, get this at 3 a.m. at the CVS, yeah,
You're doing it.
or if the mom just wants to lash out at like how much she hates your tattoos all of a sudden, or
Right.
something that you
Yeah,
yeah.
and look what you did to me.
Yeah, and you're just like, all right.
Can't
Like,
wait.
I love you.
No, it's great. It's great.
I love you.
It's great.
It's nothing personal.
Wait.
Trials and tribulations.
Tattoos. Rip 'em off.
Yeah, 'cause it's an emotional roller coaster for both sides.
Right.
It really is, because as a dad, I didn't feel connected to Declan when we first had our first.
Did Jackie start yelling at you and hate you?
Yeah, yeah, she definitely did. And I mean, we had a dog too, so we had a puppy dog, and I mean, like I said, that emotional roller coaster that she's feeling as like being a mom, a first time mom. You're a first time dad. You're like the bottom of the totem pole. Like you're important to the
Drive.
the mom as like a
Go-get food.
support system, a diaper changer, and you pretty much just do whatever she says. Now, granted, you're probably going to think, well, do I really want to do all the things that she's saying? And you're going to be on light sleep too, so
Yeah. Can't wait.
it's a challenge for both sides. It really is, but it's really cool the first time that the baby recognizes your voice and smiles at you. It's one of the coolest things you'll ever experience.
It erases any like nonsense that might have taken place the first, like,
Yeah, right.
Yeah, you gotta have short-term memory loss too.
That's fine.
Otherwise, you'll be scarred for life.
It's funny because I hear these stories. I know. I think I'm totally cool with it. All this. It's completely new.
Right.
It's like something I've never like the puppies I experienced. Well, puppyhood. We got another puppy, a dog, and you forget. You're like, holy shit, it's a nightmare to have a puppy. But
Yeah.
you forget. But it goes by so fast, right?
I think it's great that
Real
you reference or correlated puppies with babies, and I'm gonna let you have that
For now.
for now. You know, and you know, and if that's what's gonna get you through the next few months,
Yeah.
no problem, right?
I'm gonna take.
But you will instantly see that there is no
Similarities
whatsoever.
amongst Pomeranians and human beings.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And
Mammals. They're mammals.
Right, they're mammals.
warm blooded.
Yep.
I mean, the baby honestly comes out as like a blob. Like can't really do anything. So again, you're just there to just
Help.
pretty much hold and burp and
Help.
change and
And what's interesting too, like if in any relationship, it's like you are responsible, like responsible for each other and yourself, right? But then from the mom's perspective, it's like I'm responsible for this kid first, then me,
Yeah.
and then maybe somehow we're like fourth or fifth in the beginning, And it's like, and I feel like if more dads were aware of that, like going into it, that like, hey, listen, like. You're not gonna be in the back seat. You're gonna be in the trunk, possibly tied to the bumper.
Maybe not even in the car.
Maybe not. Maybe chasing after the car with a rope tied to you, and like you go as fast as like the mom's going, right?
I joke around.
That's great advice. It really is. No, it is. That's something to think
But that
of.
doesn't really scare. I'm not really bothered myself personally. I mean, it's great advice because a lot of it. But that doesn't. I mean, I'm cool with all of that.
Right.
Like I'm totally whatever like needs to be done that you figure out. I'll do it in some ridiculous way and film it. To show the nonsense.
How about we have a year anniversary of this podcast?
Oh, there's no doubt. No doubt.
And,
How you feeling, big
Oh,
boy?
yeah. We made it.
Hey, how's that?
How the dogs doing?
We're still there. We're still there. Question mark. One too many cucumbers in the
Speaking of this cucumber, Jared bought these from his garden. Thanks,
Yeah.
man. These grown cucumbers. Not a dude's night without some cucumbers, hand grown.
Even with one in each hand.
Should I get some paper
Brand
towels? Should we take a...
Nah, it's fine, man. We'll just get put some kind of whiskey on the table.
Just throw it at us.
We got overexcited and there's stuff on the floor.
Cucumber knocked the drink
Wait.
off.
Ooh, I shouldn't have brought those 5:30.
Hey, while we're getting some drinks, wait, so check this out. You guys have Harry's great company. I've been using this soap for, honestly, a super long time. It's one of my favorite bars of soap. It actually has, one of my favorite things about this is if you look at it, it says Harry's, but it has one of the, it has like these cool, what do you call that thing?
That's a mastodon, I believe.
What do you call it?
A woolly mammoth.
woolly mammoth.
Sorry.
But it's my favorite soap. This bar soap lasts for so long, and then you guys all have some soap from Harry's, and then also you have the razor blade from Harry's, which I love. You got that rubber grip so you don't slip and cut your face open, or shave wherever you're shaving. But these are one of my
That's great. Thank you.
favorite.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Right.
man.
Thank you, Harry's.
Harry's.
Thank you, Harry.
I wish I had known I was getting this. I just went to CVS earlier and spent about $55. It lasts you about a day. So
Not with Harry's. They'll last you a long
I'm
time.
excited to try Harry's.
Oh, Dewar's. Oh, I need some ice. You need some ice, Sid?
I don't-
Oh, you got some ice.
I don't drink whiskey or bourbons
give
or
him a
rye,
beer.
but I do drink tequila.
Oh, I got. Oh no! Did you try the? Get him the agave. Oh, we got all sorts of stuff to guess here. Did you have the agave tequila?
I don't know.
Danny, what did you pour me? Do you remember? Doers or?
No, you had.
That was a reserve.
I
You
feel
finished a reserve.
I'm
there.
terrible about this
Oh,
spill
wow.
right here. Do you want me to get some paper towels? Like,
Well, get your paper towels because Jared's gonna have a heart attack.
I mean, the floor looks really nice, so you don't want to have
Dude's
this as a
night.
podcast.
you'll be
Dogs
fine
are
with kids
good,
then.
man.
You'll be good. No, it's fine.
Kate is worse than that.
Oh, I love it.
I
Thanks.
have noticed the Roomba or iRobot, right?
That thing's ridiculous.
Kids will be riding on that.
Oh, that's amazing.
But you talked. Well, you guys talked about the coming out as a blob. I have zero. Maybe you have some tips. Interest of watching a baby come out of the.
Well, the first tip is you don't watch the baby come out.
I'm not going
That's
to.
my first tip to you.
I've never watched it. Kate's like, I'm not watching it. I don't have any interest. One of my
You're
buddies.
gonna have friends that are gonna be like, you gotta, come on, you
No,
gotta see the baby come out. No, you don't. And
You're already in the same room.
what you should be, right next to Kate, holding her hand. Come on, baby, we got this. We got this. We got this. You know, like supportive, the
Yeah.
facilitator.
Yeah,
You're the
I'm
facilitator.
easy for that. I do not want. Did any of you watch it come out of the hoo-ha?
Right at the end, I did. I caught
You
it,
did?
and we didn't know what we were having. We didn't find out the sex of the baby, and right at the end, they were saying it's coming, and here it comes, and I kind of was holding Jen. I kind of was right there when it was born.
We
Yeah.
saw it come out though.
Right at the end, yeah.
So you saw it come out.
Right at the end, and then I was focusing
Ask
on the
one more
baby.
time.
I was.
He needs to clarify.
again,
He needs
but
to
again,
clarify. He
I
needs to
didn't.
clarify.
No, I didn't. God, it didn't fuck me up as much as I thought. It
I
would.
heard that.
No, because it's crazy, and it's an amazing and crazy experience, and you know they hand you your daughter. Here's your daughter. And
Yeah.
You're like, holy shit, it's a girl.
And you didn't know. You knew.
We didn't know for all three.
You didn't know either.
And
Megan had all three were C-sections, but not by choice. Actually, the third one was by choice. The first two, Quinn was oblique, which means she was like side to side.
Right.
And they tried to like turn her, and then they're like, we need to do this. So they have the sheet up, they cut her open. Being the photographer, I have the camera in one hand, and I'm just like, I call it my like rapid fire shoot anywhere technique, where I'm just like,
Yeah.
and they're like, okay, you can look now right when they're like they pull out of the personic or you know.
Right.
Crazy.
Same thing happened with Maeve. For Fiona, it was the same doctor 3 times. Like he's like, you ready? And he was like, he pulls Fiona out and he was like, let's see what it is. You know, it's like
Number two.
had your baby hanging out.
He had to hit the links in an hour or so, but he wanted a little comedy on the way out. But with Quinn, our first, after they got her out, like, all right, come with us so you know you can weigh her and watch her get cleaned up. And I'm walking around, and I see like Megan's insides, right?
Oh.
It was so gnarly. It was so gnarly.
Jesus.
Right? Because like they didn't put everything back yet, and they didn't stitch her up. Like Quinn's over there, and I'm like, whoa. And then the best part, so they're weighing Quinn, and all of a sudden I hear a thud, right? And I turn around, and there's this med student on the ground like this, and I tell the doctors, I'm like, yo, somebody needs to take care of that guy over there. Like what? Like
That guy
what's
needs
going
a
on?
doctor.
And it turns out like the highest percentage of like med students who like pass out, it's like during like delivery because
Yeah.
they can't handle it.
Like I've seen a bunch of. I love horror flicks. I love gore. I'm fine with all of that stuff.
Yeah, it's
no
different when
problem.
it's your human being that you love more than anything.
Yeah,
That's
that's-
the yeah.
Plus, I just want to add this Palmer like dogs and horror flicks. So keep going. I'm just taking. We're gonna put a little word collage
We need
together,
a pen
and
and a piece of paper. We need
right now
to take some notes.
there's one more. There's dogs, horror flicks, but there's one more that. But anyway, continue.
I didn't get to it.
No, you did.
Chinese food after night.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to
Horror flicks, dogs.
And there was one more, but it'll come back to me.
So okay, so technically nobody. You caught it, but really,
Call what?
well, you caught the end of it. You said.
Yeah, right. I mean, they have mirrors up in the corners of the
There's
room
mirrors?
too, if you want them. Like, so you can kind of hold your wife, and if you want to see what's going on, you know you can kind of do that. And
Like I feel like
it's really up to you. Hey, they're doctors and nurses. They know what they're doing. I felt better to leave it in their hands.
And I feel like
I don't-
because of the fainting thing, I think they kind of prevent some dads from watching. But I feel like if you want to have the whole
See it,
experience,
yeah.
I don't
maybe
think I'll faint. Relax.
Maybe-
No,
Well,
but if you want to see
I-
that experience, then
you know what?
go for it.
Maybe just like drive to the hospital when Kate's water breaks, and then like if you like have a police officer help you deliver it in the back of the car if you want to see like the whole.
Yeah.
You know, like if you want like really like get in there.
Or just wait till literally the last minute and you can't even get out the door. You
Yeah.
can try that tactic.
Or you can do it at home. And Google it. You can Google.
The expected
Google.
father actually says people is like a 10% of people still want to have a child at their house or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, I have a good friend who did.
At the house.
Both their kids at their house. Yeah, with a midwife, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
There are ways.
No, there's a-
you know, if you
Midwives,
really wanna
doulas,
see-
I've
No
heard-
drugs, no epidurals, nothing.
No.
So
Yeah.
epidurals, that thing, like I hear people like, I get a natural, I'm
Right.
natural.
Some people do it, you know.
To me, I don't know what you guys, how I know some of your wives had it, but I think if you're in that much pain and you're able to get something that relieves your pain and you want to do it, go for it. Like I'm not like,
Yeah.
do it natural.
Well,
if you're, I mean,
Our doctor basically said there's no awards for feeling the most pain.
No.
At the end of the day, if you can feel a little bit of relief,
yeah.
Yeah.
my-
In anything, I would
Jackie
say.
was all for it.
Yeah, Jen had Jen, same thing.
For all three. And I sat down on the other side because they're very, very sensitive about you being anywhere near
I heard about that.
near the needle and
Yeah.
or your wife, so they want you on the far side of her.
Leave the room, actually.
Leave the room.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, I'll just sit over here. I want to be close just in case. But yeah,
Good on you, Derek.
There's no reason
Out
to-
of the room.
no reason to not take those drugs.
Yeah, after
Because honestly, it helps you too.
We had
It does.
our
Not because it feels
No, I
you
get it.
feel it, but you're not listening to your wife. Basically,
Yeah, yeah.
turns you off because
Yeah.
you're having these monster contractions and it feels like her body's about to explode.
With Harper, our firstborn, Jen got an epidural, and she's in labor, and the contractions are coming. And they're getting painful again, and she's telling the doctor, like, I don't know if I'm supposed to be feeling this much pain. So she had to have like a second epidural, and so it went from an epidural not really kind of kicking in to a second epidural, which basically she said she couldn't feel anything, from her belly button down, like at all, and they're like, all right, you gotta try pushing. And I'm like, she can't feel any, like she couldn't, I was touching her legs and, like she couldn't feel anything. So, yeah, the epidurals are helpful.
That's pretty strong, man.
It's crazy. Oh, it's crazy. It's no joke. But whatever.
Yeah, Megan was pregnant with Maeve, our second, she was in labor for over 30 hours, I think by hour 30. I think she was in like 35, 36, by the hour 30, he's like, all right, I'll do the epidural. And I stayed in the room and watched, like, they jam a needle in the back, like, in the back, And,
30 hours, so you were awake 30 straight hours? Is this?
I mean, like,
No, I mean,
like,
labor,
All this stuff.
labor is like a loose, it's a very broad term, I think, and I might be wrong on this. But
Hey,
being in labor, like, the contractions come at
Right.
certain intervals, and
she wasn't like pushing for 30 hours. That's
no,
what-
labor is like the contraction, yes, and
I
everything
would also
involved
get
with that.
tired from just thinking about 30 hours. It's a dangerous place here.
Now we have the cucumbers. There's a lot of information
Yeah.
that's given out.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
I don't want to throw you off
No.
the list that you have.
There's no list. These are,
So what are your like, not concerns, but things that you are like thinking about or wondering about? Like,
I don't think too much with me with anything.
Mhm.
I don't think too much ahead.
Okay.
I kind of like will go like with the moment, what's happening right now, and then because if I think too much about it, then you start to my mind gets so creative, so I'll just keep going and going and going. So I kind of think about what's like the ultrasound. We just had the blood work come back with the high risk time. Everything came back. It was perfect.
Right.
Good.
So that's where I'm at. I'm literally going taking it
comes,
as
step
it
by
comes.
step.
Yeah. Because I feel the way my mind works
That's good to
is
do
if
that.
I go, it'll go. Like when I start thinking about something, it'll just go, and then that idea will spin off from another idea. I get so just my imagination just rolls, man.
And next thing you know, you're pulling a Neil and you're in the middle of the night, you're thinking about like weird things
And eating Chinese food after
Chinese food.
7 o'clock. Yeah.
But wait, but
and you're hallucinating.
I think you are you think the babies are not breathing. I've heard maybe from you that
Oh, yeah,
sure they're not breathing.
Even now, like
You're
like
very-
I got home last night. When we got home last night, I'll turn the nightlight on, like look at them, and I just want to see the chest go up, and I want to see it go down.
Yeah.
And I know like 99.9999999%, they are,
Yeah.
right? But it's a habit that I did with every newborn, and it stuck with me, and
And you check them every night.
every night.
That's good.
Like
Jen does that.
like,
I love it.
I kiss them all good night, and I just want to see it go.
Yeah.
All right, I'm out. See you later.
Yeah.
You know?
But you're more. Do you think, out of you and your wife, do you think you're more, like, you worry more about them? Do you think than your wife worries?
I don't know. I don't know if worry is the word, but I'm very aware
Mm-hmm.
and like cognizant of like
Yeah.
where they're at, what they're doing, where they're going.
Yeah.
She would. I don't know if she would. She would probably use the word worry, but then I would be like, "That's not the right word." She'd be like, "Well, I can't find the right words." With all due respect, that's not how she actually sounds. If she did, I don't think I'd be married.
This is recorded. This is recorded.
But so like we took them to a show at the summer stage,
Yeah.
and like all afternoon I was like, we gotta bring their headphones, right?
Those are the big ones that they
Yeah.
put in kids' ears.
Yeah, and I knew, and I specifically for the youngest one, for Fiona, but then I knew the only way she would wear it if she saw her two older sisters wear it. So I got 3 headphones, and I'm like, all right, Quinn, put it on first, and then all right, Maeve, and then Maeve wanted to do it because Quinn's doing it, and then Fiona's like, all right, I'm doing it, and it's perfect, right? So like we're biking down, and I was telling the girls like, remember when we get our tickets and we're gonna go in, I'm gonna put the headphones on. And Megan's like, yo, you've been perseverating about these headphones all day. Like, all you've been talking about are the headphones. I'm like, all right, yeah, like, so, like, maybe that's a word. But as soon as we walked in, and it was loud, the band called Mighty Mighty Boston's were playing, right?
Yes.
And the girls were like, we want the headphones,
Yeah, good.
right? And we put them on, and we walked through the crowd, and then when the headliner went on, Master Souls went on, and the girls were on stage, they kept the headphones on. So like, I don't know if worry is the word, but yeah, like all day I was like in preparation,
Yeah.
like being prepared,
Yeah.
but also like as a parent, like, yo, you're bringing your kid to this concert where it's loud and
Kids
like,
don't like a lot of loud noise.
right, like I had my backpack, it was filled with paper, markers for them to color in case they get bored, and 3 headphones, and that's all I brought in the backpack. Because when you take them, like you're not going to keep them in the house forever, right? You'll have it in January, right?
Phrasing.
But you, and I know
Bicycle.
you said you don't like to like think ahead. You might want to adjust that a little bit when you become a dad, and prepare
Sure.
for things that like that may or may not happen, or they may or may not want, you know.
I think for that like for
You'll start thinking ahead.
I would be more. I mean, yeah, like stuff like that.
So if that's worrying, then that's what like.
Or worrying or prepare. I mean, yeah, I don't know if it's worrying or just being prepared, because you know how your kids are. Like if they're gonna freak out or if they're gonna do this, you're gonna have stuff that's gonna either occupy them, make them feel better in the moment, whatever.
Yeah.
I feel like whatever you need, wherever you're going, I would have whatever I could possibly have to make it be as comfortable, or as less anxiety for me as possible.
And lollipop.
Take a CPR class.
Yes, I've heard about
You
that.
should
Very
do that.
important. Yeah, it's the second person or third
No,
person
you should.
that said that.
I did the Heimlich on my daughter
Well, we'll speak.
2 months ago.
That's what I was gonna say. You told me the story.
Yeah, crazy.
Now that's a
it's
scary
good.
moment.
It's good to know in case something like that happens.
But wait, tell us that story. Which
Oh.
was it? Harper?
It was Harper, the 7-year-old. So we were, Jen had taken the 5-year-old Olivia to a birthday party. Harper and I were coming in from outside, and we were eating lunch, and I put together, I think she wanted apples and cheese and crackers, and a nice little, like, Mediterranean lunch or something. But I said,
Snack before dinner.
whatever you want, it's fine by me. And I got her some lemonade, too, because we had some mango lemonade, and the kids liked that.
Were they fresh lemons like that?
Not like cucumber. So whatever. So there was like a cube in there, right? And so she's like, Dad, will you play some Mario Kart? And they've been really into watching Dad play Mario Kart Wii, which to me is great. Can you imagine? Like, keep playing, Dad. I'm like, all right, who do you want me to be? I'm fine with that. So then, like, all of a
I
sudden,
might get my weed pen.
so I'm playing, and all of a sudden, I just kind of see Harper coming at me a little bit, and I kind of just glance over, and she's got this look of a look that, you know, when you have kids, you just kind of understand that something's really wrong. And within 2 seconds, I said, can you breathe? Can you breathe right now? And she shook her head like real quick, no, and you grabbed her, spun her around, and just hope that what you learned in that class kind of follows through. And I think on the third one, the ice cube, the one lone ice cube that she had in the bottom of her lemonade glass, she was taking the last sip and just got stuck like
Did
right
you
there.
panic? You can't panic.
You can't. You start panicking as soon as it happens, but you hope that with what you learned that you can kind of make an impact and hopefully save your kid's life or
Like,
something.
that's
Like, yeah, no, it's surreal. And I did it, and it popped out, and she was like, "Dad, you hurt my stomach." I'm like, "Good," you know, like, "Thank God," you know. But no, but it's like a real moment where like she was really kind of altered by the event. I was very altered by the event. She's like, but it's good to kind of take those classes again. You learn those basics. You're talking to professionals at the hospital that are helping you, teaching how to change a diaper, swallow the baby. Even though a number of kids wanted swaddling, like those things aren't terrible. And I was never the kind of person to do these precautionary things. I never was. My wife is like that. You know, she writes lists, you know, and I grew up on a farm. I mean, shit, we were throwing horseshit at each other, you know, but it's just different, and it's good to know that stuff, because if there's ever a chance, even if it's not your kid, like even a friend or something who's choking, or, you know,
Yeah.
it's good to know CPR.
After after you got it out, she was choking.
Well, it's one of my fears, my kids drowning or choking, and so they're both getting to be really good swimmers right now, and I'm getting more comfortable. I told you Harper rode her first boogie board wave yesterday, and she caught the stoke. She was fired up about it. So yeah, it's that and choking, because you can't control it.
Did you guys have any? I mean, you have three. Any scary moments like that? Like what? I know you can't panic. I mean, in general, I try to.
You just want to be quick. Come on.
Well, you guys had to have
I
something,
think
no?
I'm kind of on the other side of that, and for whatever reason, I let Jackie do the worrying.
Yeah.
I mean,
Those are just the two things that I worry about.
Yeah.
It's the drowning
Yeah,
and then the choking. So
I let-
take small bites.
I let her do 99% of the worrying, for better, for worse. I mean, at night she has a routine.
What a hunk.
I put that on her shoulders. I just, I make sure I'm home at night.
Locking the front door.
No. She has a routine.
Dad of the year.
She has routine at the end of the night when we sometimes I'll stay up a little later with her than she does, because she's put either the baby's to bed and she's like, hey, I'm gonna go to bed because I'm exhausted. Just the baby's literally like sucking the life right out of her, literally and figuratively. And she has a routine where she uses all the kids, she uses me, she makes sure that all the doors are closed, all the windows are locked, and there are certain areas of the house that she just likes to take a peek at, just to make sure everything's copacetic.
Dude, that's...
You guys are in little
The windows.
If the door's locked, she checks to make sure that the lock is working, which is fine.
No, I get that.
There are nights where I'm like, you're really going to check that door again.
Does your wife do the windows or no?
Well, not so much the windows, but the door handles and the locks are certainly the check the box item. I just don't worry that much. Again, for better or for worse, but I think the things that I think about are, what would I do if something happened?
Yeah.
Like, there's blood, there's a cut, we were in the hot tub the other night, and Rory literally just went.
What were you wearing?
Well, I was.
Not
I
Becky, what were you wearing?
I was watching,
Oh,
and I was in a pair of bird dogs.
Okay.
Shout out to bird dogs.
But you were.
They're amazing. And Harry's. I was thinking about using Harry's soap after the hot tub, and then shaving my whole body with Harry's. But anyway, we had a couple friends over, and they were bouncing around in the hot tub because these are like
Jackie had friends over?
These are like first world problems. Like the pool was too cold at like 80 degrees and the hot
Gotta
tub
go
was
to the hot tub.
87 degrees. Right. So anyway, so Rory's bouncing around in the pool with a couple of her friends, and Declan's in there. And literally, I see her go up and just literally go head first over the backside. And I'm having a conversation with one of my buddies, and you can dad parent, right? Like that's just the thing. You can have a full conversation, be totally engaged in the conversation, and then you just know that something's not right over here. So you just kind of spring into action. And I was on her within like 2 or 3 seconds. She's like literally face down in the bushes and she's screaming, and I was just like, all of a sudden, you spring right into action. And she was fine at the end of this ordeal, but you just don't worry until you kind of have to. That's how
That's a good way of
I
thinking.
think about it. And again, I let my wife kind of worry about some things. And she's always like, Derek, do you ever think about those things? Do you worry at all? I'm like, yeah, I do. I just don't necessarily have a checklist of things that I'm gonna kind of do before bedtime. And you're so good at it.
Yeah.
So why take that away?
I'm not going to cramp your style.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think one thing, especially when your son or daughter gets older, like what I try to do, and I'm pretty good at it. Megan's working on it, but when there's like, if someone gets hurt, to like not do the,
Right.
Although
with the dogs,
right?
if you deal with
Like,
the dogs, they know something's wrong.
and
Every time, tears are immediately coming out.
And it's like, and I don't think it's a mom or dad role. It's just like a way to quell a situation and not to add to whatever the child is experiencing.
I agree.
So like like our kids have like fallen down the stairs or like have tripped and fell in place, and it's almost like I don't want to say emotionless, but I'm like, all right, what happened and what needs to be done to like fix it, and I we both act, but it's usually there's a like that from Megan. There were numerous times like
I understand.
It's fine. She stubbed her toe.
Yeah.
But wait, you're saying that when I go back with the dogs, if I go, they'll know something's wrong.
Yeah.
And then the new one, I don't do that, and he doesn't know if something's wrong.
As much as it is our duty to fix the problem, it's also to like maintain the emotional balance because the child is obviously going through, his or her own trauma.
Right.
And you don't want to add to it.
I agree.
Even if it's like I think our first trip to the ER, it was Quinn was like 2.5, and I had my phone and like a metal cup like next to my bed that like had water in it with a handle on it, and I went downstairs. Oh no, she went to reach for my phone. I'm like, let's play with the cup. I was like half asleep. I'm like, let's play with the cup.
Right.
And I went downstairs and she was upstairs with Megan. And I hear like her pitter patter on her feet, and all of a sudden I hear right? And then I hear Megan going, Neil,
Oh no.
get up here, and I run up. And Quinn, so she tripped, holding the cup.
I'm landing on the cup.
And her forehead landed on the cup, and we had to take her to the ER, and she got like her first like 5 stitches. The doctors actually like pulled us aside because they wanted to make sure there was like no abuse like going on,
Really?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
They do that during birth too. After they don't ask you. They ask to make sure that everything's copacetic at home.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Jackie tells me,
Because
she's like, I
that's
told them some really bad things. I'm like, that's not funny.
But yeah, anytime there's been like be it minor or major, like,
Which it's gonna happen. It's inevitable.
It's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
yeah, like
Broken bones, stitches.
Totally.
Yeah.
I think like, and I think naturally our minds go to the
Sure.
worst case scenario.
But that stuff doesn't scare. It doesn't scare. Like you guys all said it. You have to just whatever happens, kind of be calm. I'm pretty calm. Because you want to keep the emotion calm for everybody else. Because the kid sees you frantic, they're going to be completely frantic. Would be my guess, right?
Mhm.
So with anything, I think my instinct is always to be calm first, kind of assess the situation really fast, and then what do we have to do to just what's the next step? Where do I have to go? Kid panics a lot.
Kid a panicker.
We'll see.
Let's revisit this
January.
year from now for our second year
We'll see who's the panicker.
podcast.
See you in a year.
Let's start with you, Neil. Neil, would you never want to drink alcohol again or never drink coffee again?
That's easy.
Wow. to switch to tea.
Yeah.
Never coffee or alcohol.
Yeah, I don't drink coffee.
You never drink coffee.
No.
Do you drink coffee?
I do.
You drink never coffee or alcohol?
Yeah, I'm okay with not drinking coffee.
Everybody, I think everybody has given up.
Yeah, kind of smooths it out a little bit.
All right, Neil. Would you rather allow your child to eat whatever they want for every meal until they're 18 years old, or let them get a giant regrettable tattoo when they're just 12 years old?
That's
Jeez.
easy. Eat whatever you want to, 18. That's easy.
Eating whatever. I mean, they're eating whatever they want. They're throwing anything and everything.
Right. Yeah, no, I'm okay with that.
Eating it.
Yeah.
Jared?
Yeah, same. I mean, they're gonna be fat fucks, but I don't know.
It's better than a regrettable
I'll
tattoo.
let them know what to eat. Yeah, I want the regrettable tattoo at 12.
At 12.
For sure, there's definitely
Sounds like a band.
legal implications of that.
Yeah.
I mean, well,
what is it?
yeah. We'll sidestep that one.
Yeah, what country are they going to get that tattoo at 12?
All right, but is there something about Royal Ink? Blood for Royal Ink? Are they tattooing 12-year-olds?
This one's good with the ladies. Neil, would you rather be able to get 8 hours of uninterrupted sleep every night, or your child gets straight A's on every report?
Oh, that's easy.
You go straight A's,
Yeah.
not the sleep, the straight A's.
Yeah,
That's funny.
I'm used to it by now. So
I believe your wife said the opposite.
I'll go with yeah.
I mean, because
She's like, fuck the grades, I don't care what I do in
you
school.
know what, you know what,
I can't wait to roll.
she definitely said that. If given that option though, like
You're going with the A's? You're not going to sleep.
first off, I'm Indian, and if you get anything less than an A, it's like
Disrespectful.
you get kicked out of the
Very disrespectful.
Without a doubt. Oh, you got the B plus.
Oh, racist.
No, he was doing the voice.
I'm allowed it. It would have been better if Derek was doing it.
My roommate from college was Sri Lankan, and I continue to think that he was not.
By the way, I am Indian, so we are allowed to make fun of Indians on the
Totally.
podcast. Please
Yes.
do not. This is not reflect on Denny or Denny.
Hey, it's all in for good fun. What are you doing?
I'm taking the sleep
You're taking
for
this.
$400. Thank you. No, I'm not. I feel like every kid is getting A's now. Just seems like my kids are in school and like I don't know. My kids are young. They're going into second grade and in kindergarten, so everything's rainbows and puppies and unicorns. So
Oh, take
I'll take the sleep. Yeah,
I'm probably taking the grades.
You're taking the
I'm
grades.
probably taking the grades because
We're split.
I don't know. At your third, I don't know. I guess I can just go on less sleep.
yeah.
And I don't know whether that's like a family thing or you're used to it.
I'm horrible if I don't sleep.
6 hours is okay. Even less than that. You just kind of figure it out.
Six works, I think.
I'm good.
Eights. I'll take a guaranteed 8 though every night.
I'm good
B
with, like-
pluses. Is that okay?
Yes, I'm fine.
Okay.
Not any of these views. I'm good. I'm good with 5, like uninterrupted. But what's happened? It's usually like 3, and someone's crying and wants water. And, stuff. And like Megan sleeps like a rock through it.
Yeah.
Right.
You
And I'm
know,
the
you're a
one
light
that-
sleeper. See, I'm a light sleeper as well. I hear anything, I'm up.
Yeah.
This one over here is, if there was an ugly sleep award, Kate would get it for sure because
Comfortable. Good sleep.
it is.
It's those Z's. That's why she looks so beautiful, by the way.
Oh.
Not when she sleeps.
Oh, yeah.
When she's sleeping,
I get the poke in the ribs. Might as well be a knife. Just, one of them is up. I heard a door open.
But I do hear. I do hear. Like anything, I'd be awake. I would definitely hear.
I like to think I'm more like aware because
Yeah.
I can go back to sleep. Like for the most part,
You can.
there's a stretch where I couldn't, but I'm getting back to where I can. But I'm aware, like, oh, I know what that is. Oh, I know what that's going
Yeah.
on. Like,
Yeah, like sounds and all that stuff. You know, like
without a doubt.
yeah, me too. See, I'm like that as well. Yeah. Again, this one over here, the House of Bluff. you look safe in the world.
Well, that's good for when the baby needs it.
Yeah, because you're
Yeah, you're
you're
right
up.
there.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
up.
you have no
Yeah.
excuse.
You're up.
to not.
Jenny's got it.
Yep.
Get the baby.
Hold on.
You guys say that because Kate's here somewhere.
No.
I think you gotta improvise, adapt, and overcome.
There you go.
That's a military slogan. That's passed down from my grandfather.
I like that.
Neil, would you rather be able to know when your child is lying or hear all their thoughts?
The line. I don't hear it. The line.
The lying.
Yeah. I know when they're lying. But I'll take the same things. I don't want to know what they're thinking.
Yeah, you want to.
Crazy bastards.
I'm just gonna buck the trend. I know when they're lying too, so it doesn't matter. I can kind of figure that out right away.
I would not.
I would love to know what he's thinking, or they're all thinking. Because,
Up until a certain age, it feels like, right?
Yeah.
You know what
I
I'm
don't
saying?
know, probably till like 8 or 10.
But this is
Yeah.
forever. Like,
Yeah.
if you can pick one of these forever, either know when they're lying or know their thoughts.
Well, was this like an asterisk at the end of the question?
Yes, this is forever.
Alright, so then I'm probably gonna just do the line then. Because I don't want to know forever.
Yeah.
I know what I was thinking throughout my
Plus,
life. I know what I'm thinking right now. And it's
Like, plus, think about the millions of thoughts that go through our head.
Oh, no.
You know, like, and I feel like I would like ask questions on each one or something. Be like, what, hey, what's going on with this? Or like, what if they call me an a-hole because I was like yelling at them or something?
We
Like,
could do it.
like. I'd rather raise like honest, truthful kids and not know what they're thinking all the time.
Derek, would you rather drink everything from a baby bottle, this is forever, or wear diapers for the rest of your life?
definitely diapers. Definitely diapers. With the wipes though. The wipes are included, right?
There's no wipes included. This is either
Alright, I'm
everything
still going diapers.
diapers. Neil?
So like drink everything from a baby's bottle?
For the rest of my life.
From now on to you're dead, you're drinking everything from a bottle, or
You're wearing diaper.
you're wearing
Every
diapers
day.
I'll do the bottle.
every day.
I'll do the bottle.
Yeah, the bottle.
Are the diapers thin? I mean,
Yeah,
like,
you can pick.
It's not like a baby. It's not a big fat baby.
You can pick the
that.
thickness of your diaper.
Yeah, I want a thin diaper then. I don't want to drink a baby bottle for the rest of my life.
I'm okay with drinking that.
You're never eating again.
Oh,
You're drinking
oh, really?
out of a baby bottle for the rest of your life, or you're wearing diapers for the rest of your life.
I'll still do the bottle.
Yeah.
I like drinks like more than I do food, so I'd be okay with that. like fruit juice and smoothies and stuff.
Yeah,
But, you know,
the liquid diet.
yeah, I'm okay
A
with that.
couple different ways you can do that liquid diet.
Jared, would you rather share an ice cream cone with a stray dog, or drink a cup of Jen's breast milk?
A cup is a lot.
Yeah.
Sounds a lot.
Did you guys try the breast milk by any chance?
I think I'm a little on the.
I did the same thing as
I
you.
did.
I was not like, hey, here, give me a shooter. and
Yeah, I
try
don't-
it back.
I don't
It
wanna do
was-
shit.
No.
I would let a stray dog lick my cone once.
You're ice cream cone, right? Yeah.
The ice cream cone.
Yeah.
And
Well, man, it's specific.
a cup of breast milk just seems like an awful.
It's a lot of breast
That-
milk.
you know what?
I would try it.
Is it over ice? Like, is it kind of mixed chocolate?
not-
with it?
it's not-
No,
it's
just
not.
like
It's straight.
It's not a white Russian.
No, well then I'm out. I'm out.
A cup of breast milk,
Yeah, I'm out.
but you all tried it,
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and everybody's wife breastfeed or breastfed, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
I hear that's like if you can. I know there's some women that can't do it,
Okay.
and
It's tough for some people.
Yeah.
yeah.
Just
It's-
support whatever you're
Talk
to me. Yeah.
What do you? Yeah,
That's her call.
I know
Yeah.
she's like, I can't wait, you know.
But I do have an unproven scientific theory about breast milk, which if someone listening to this and watching this podcast, I feel like the four of us should split the profits or whatever. I would argue unscientifically that breast milk is like the instant hangover cure.
Have you had a cup of it?
I haven't had a cup of it, but one of my goals was to get there's like 2 or 3 friends on my list, get them like when Megan was breastfeeding, to get them really hammered, right? And then like before they go to bed, have them chug like a cup of breast milk to see if they wake up like, oh, like I feel great, and I feel like it's never been tested or
Nobody's
proven.
done it.
Well, I remember it, just on that note, I remember Jen, you know, when you have the pumps,
Yeah.
and then like when the
That's what it sounds like.
You know what's going on.
Yeah, you know what's happening.
Oh,
And-
and then it's the prime,
And
and
you're buying a new freezer for downstairs because there's not enough room in the regular freezer.
we have a
And
second
Liquid
freezer.
gold.
but what's amazing is that when the baby was sick or whatever, you pull out the milk from however many weeks ago or months ago, whatever it was, and it would be like a totally different color.
Yeah.
And that was when the baby wasn't feeling good. And like it's amazing to think that quick the mother's changes the makeup of the milk.
How long does it last for? It's milk.
It's a couple. You can freeze it.
Yeah. And there's like a certain
Yeah, I mean, if you wanted any extra breast milk, you can totally check out our fridge.
There's a lot in there.
Our freezer, yeah, it's ice cream, it's waffles, it's frozen rice, beans, peas, and then the whole top shelf is breast milk. So we've got plenty of extra if anybody out there is looking for.
You know,
some.
there's Kate's we've been reading about. There's now device. Of course, there's technology. There's so much, right? Babies are huge. There's so much that you can get. You could get something that is like it's Bluetooth. You put it in your bra, and it does it for you. Because there's friends. Kate's
tell
friends.
me how they do it. Now you're curious. Please.
Well,
No, you've been reading so much on it. Tell
this
us.
is very new. This is very new. I think Apple came out with this as well. Yesterday was up on the stage talking about the
So
new.
cutting edge.
It's wireless.
What's it called? Oh, it's wireless. It's got a little watch battery in it or something, right? Huh? That does it for you, like, because I heard stories. Friends were hanging out and they had to go right in the car and they had to pump away and do
At
all this
weddings,
stuff.
my wife, I remember having to go. I think it was at your wedding. Jesus,
Pump
I want
away.
to say she was like, I gotta go pump.
But I think there's something that
I was
actually
like, all right.
it goes in your bra and then it attaches on and just does it for you.
I guess.
Whatever works.
It's just so.
Whatever. Yeah. Whatever. Yeah. I'd like to know more about this.
It's called. What's it called? Does it have a name?
Yeah, willow pump.
The willow. The
Willow
willow
pump.
pump. Willow pump. Hey, we'd like to try it out here.
Willow pump.
Clean ourselves with Harry's and pick the willow pump. If you had, let me go with Neil. 3 pieces of advice, like 3 any type of advice, like everybody listening. It's like I'm about to have my first child. 3 of your best pieces of advice.
Is this to the dads or the parents or who is this to?
I would say in general.
No.
Yeah.
Number 1, like, go easy on yourself. As long as the baby's breathing,
Mom and dad.
mom and dad, you know, as long as he's breathing, and eating, and pissing, and pooping, and sleeping, right? Like, in those first couple weeks, months, like, that's all, like, you should expect, you know? Can we go down the circle? I can only
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
yeah.
I like that idea. I like that idea.
That's very yeah.
That's very good.
I heard it's just like to relax a lot. Everybody's like just.
I was just
Like, don't be so hard on yourself.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you know, it's you brought a human being into the world.
Yeah.
You know?
have fun with it.
Yeah.
Because if you take it too seriously, you're not going to have fun. And you know, these kids look up to you. And they go crazy for you, and they're, you know, you're their everything. And you know, I don't know. To me, it's just important to, you know, be happy around them and make sure that they know how to be like a decent person. You know, I don't know. That's my biggest.
That gave me chills. That was a good one.
I don't know. That's what we're trying to do.
So these types of things make me like reflect on all the things that I should or should not have done
Perfect.
when I was maybe at that stage. And I think one of the things that the top of my list would be make time for you and your wife, because there is so much shit going on, and she needs you more than you probably can even imagine. And if you make time for just you and her, and somebody kind of steps in and just takes that baby off of your plate for just a small amount of time, I think that can be a really impactful way for you to continue to stay connected, that you won't realize until like way down the road. That would probably be like the most important like like deep advice I would give you.
That's a good one.
That's a good
I
one.
like that.
That's a very good one.
It's important too because you almost never find that time, and it's important,
Well, you feel
especially
like
especially if
There's
you have
never
a-
enough time.
especially if you have like a support group of like your family's close. It's nice
Yeah,
because
right.
they want to watch the baby. They're gonna be begging for you to go out. Like we would love to watch. Take advantage of that.
Well, that's good because you would think you'd have to spend. I would think that's when you're going to spend the most time with the kid. You're right. I wouldn't think about.
No,
let's go
you want to be able
get out,
to
but that's a good piece of
get
advice.
on your own and kind of talk about things.
Yeah, that's a
Or not talk about things. Literally just
Or just
beside
sit on the
us,
beach
right?
or
Yeah.
and look at the set.
Yeah.
that's a good piece of advice.
I think, off what Derek said, I think this is more towards for expecting dads.
Sure.
You and the millions of others, that to put, I would say for almost a year and a half, maybe even 2 years, to kind of put your ego aside
Mm-hmm.
and let it be about the baby and the mom, because we figure like they have given 9.5 months of their body to like raising and nurturing this child inside, and then another maybe 12 months for nursing, right? And it's like if the thought of like, well, what about me? It's like you're an asshole,
Yeah.
But that's going to happen.
But
that's absolutely going to happen.
that is going to happen. But it's important to like realize like,
yeah.
holy shit, like she carried this child for 9.5 months on top of
Not drinking.
not drink, yeah, like so the
For another 9,
right.
whatever.
So like whatever pity party or that like any expecting father or a father of a newborn like wants to have is kind of like, get over yourself, and it's not this isn't that like year and a half isn't defining the rest of your marriage or the rest of
Sure.
parenthood or adulthood.
Right.
But going into it knowing like, all right, for like 15 months, like I'm okay with being tied to the bumper with the.
Did you feel like that? Did you feel like
I
What
never.
about me? Give me.
No, because going into it, I was like, I don't.
Yeah.
My priorities are this new human that came into the world and making sure Megan is happy, content, or whatever she wants to be, and that whatever my things are is like, I can deal with it.
Mm-hmm. That's good. That's good advice. Check yourself.
Check
I don't
it,
think.
yeah.
I mean, it is.
You'd be surprised.
It's tough, dude. It really
Yeah.
is tough. And I'm giving you kind of the real side.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I'm over here. Like,
Yeah.
you haven't looked at me or touched me or any of those things, right? And, this is your wife. This is the woman you married. Like, it was just us, right? I mean, we did everything together. I mean, you're not going to not do everything together, but all of a sudden you throw this, like...
There's a lot of youth porn going on.
I don't know.
Clear history, 1 hour.
It's a new family, as you're saying, Derek. It's like
Yeah, it's just-
it's a new.
Yeah.
There's a whole reset going on with everybody,
Yeah.
But
The testes are going to get bigger. It's a bigger family.
Yeah.
And, it's weird to take someone new into the family. It's great. It's rewarding. It's enriching. It's the coolest thing in the world. But at the same rate, you have to be cognizant of the fact that it's changing. Things are changing, and it's for the better. Let me deal with this in the best way that I can and kind of move forward. And as you said, just kind of help out with it.
like I don't want to discount like what a husband or a father or a man's like needs or emotional needs are at but I think like when you become part of the role, not only raising a child and being a husband and a supportive partner, but it's also be like understanding that, hey, if you're getting laid 7 times a week, and if you are, bless you.
It's not your wife.
right. Then like be okay with maybe getting maybe touched like once
Less.
every year. And like
I need to put a number on
yeah,
this.
right, yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm of the mindset that if I like discuss or I'm aware of things going into it or understanding all possible scenarios, that when it does happen, I'm like, oh, okay.
Right. Yeah.
I think a lot of dads that a few that I know, that it was a shock. Like, yeah, we have this child, but like, what about me? And I'm like, I said it to him. I'm like, it's not about you, dude.
Yeah.
Like, sorry. Like
That's
this
weird
is
to think that though. Like I feel like obviously weddings or stuff. It's about it's about whoever is doing what. It's about that person.
yeah.
I don't. It's all about you. You know what I mean? Like I gotta whatever it is. So it's not. I think that's weird, kind of. Be like, yo, the baby came, but now, daddy's here.
Yeah, you kind of have to check, like Neil had said too. You kind of check your ego at the side for however long that needs to be until all of a sudden you can become, you kind of come back into the forefront.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's less about you and more about them.
Yeah.
Easier said than done. I
Totally.
fully.
Totally.
I mean, that's me. Like, I'm still the guy. It's like, hey, I'm the life of the party. I'm over here. But when you have one, then you have two, and then you have three, it's like, well, you are significantly less important.
Right.
You
See, no, we're still important, but
I
it
don't
turns-
necessarily feel that way. And
Right.
sometimes it's nice to not that I need it, but sometimes I need it.
You know what?
A little pat on the back. Right. I'm over here.
I'll text you more.
I appreciate that.
And
I always love those assignments. Maybe that's all I need. Just need a little more Neil.
I need a little more Neil in my life.
Don't rub up against me. Loose cannon.
The fuck did he go? No, that's
bio break.
that's all good. That's all great advice.
So I think that was only two
That
for
was
each of
only
us.
two.
Was that?
Yeah.
Do we want to keep going?
You have, anything that you could think of. Like you had a good point where it's like I thought about this now after having 2 or 3 kids. Like, somebody who's again in my situation or going to be a new parent. Like is going to be a new parent. I think that staying calm and being stress free and making time for yourselves is great advice. I've heard that several times. I think that's really good.
I think in just you have low expectations on the stages.
Yeah.
I think of whatever it might be. It's is the baby sleeping? Is it 1 hour? Is it 2 hours? Well, however many hours it is, it just kind of is what it is, right? So you have to just be okay with this like ever changing schedule until something kind of sticks, and then you engage with however long that that event may occur. It's like right now that our 2 older ones are sleeping, which is great. At 5 and 3, and the baby happens to be sleeping. Anywhere from 6 to 8 or 9 hours, and I probably now said that out loud, and then she's going to be up all night tonight, so that's great. But at the end of the day, it's like you're just there. You try as best you can to be present because you got work going on, you got life stuff, you got family stuff, you got all that stuff going on. But if you can just be there and as in the moment as possible, I think you can't go wrong, right? Everybody's ride's going to be different.
Welcome back, Al.
And to that point too, I would, and this was something that that popped in my head in like one of the times when like maybe wasn't sleeping through the night. That don't let the moment define the reality or the experience. So Derek's bringing Declan home for the first time, and Declan's crying up all night. Like that is just for that night.
Right.
It's not going to be the rest of Derek's life that Declan's crying. Even though you think in that moment, like, holy shit, like for the rest of my life, he's never going to stop crying, right?
Everything's a phase.
Yeah,
That was something that was like almost like a mantra when we had Olivia. Our first, Harper was born, and it was like, this baby's amazing, let's have another one real quick. This is the greatest thing in the world. We had Olivia, and like, boy, colic. Colicky baby is something that the doctors tell you the baby has, but there's nothing you can do about it.
Right.
They're going to cry, and he was literally handing the baby off to the other person and saying, go take a walk.
Right.
You got to figure out what.
Yeah.
You have to realize it's a phase, and that
It's
kids
just
are
the
gonna grow
moment, and like I think Maeve, it was like she was Memorial. I remember Memorial Day before she turned 1, so like a couple months before she turned 1, and like she woke up in the middle of the night and she was up for about like 2-3 hours, right? For the next year and a half, up until 3 weeks before Fiona was born, she would wake up somewhere between 2 and 5, right? So as to not wake up her older sister, and then when Megan was pregnant with Fiona, not to wake up pregnant Megan and her older sister. for the next year and a half, I would scoop her up, I'd bring her downstairs on the couch, we would listen to Johnny Cash, and she would be up, no joke, for like 2-3 hours, be it from 2 to 4 or 1 to 3. And I remember thinking to myself, I'm like, this isn't life. This isn't good. This is like the moment,
Right.
but this will not be when she's like 3 or 4
Yeah.
or 5, you know. And we were getting ready, and then so Megan's pregnant with Fiona. She's like 3 weeks out from the due date, and like maybe started sleeping through the night, and she slept. I mean, she still wakes up, like, you know, and she comes in her bed or whatever. But like I would take her for drives at like 3:30 in the morning, down Ocean Avenue, across 33, up the Parkway to get her to fall back to sleep. You know, and I'm like, oh, man. And then like, I'm like, man, brown man driving a baby at like 4 a.m. You know, like, you know, don't break the speed limit. You know, like, so those are like, you know, like those are like, you know, but like the number of like middle of the night drives. But like I look back now, I'm like, like those are the things that when you look back as they get older, you're like, like it really sucked.
Yeah.
You know, or I remember like, oh my gosh.
It was
like,
the worst thing in the world.
at that
the
moment,
time,
yes. And you get through it and you're like,
Bullshit.
now I'm sitting here on a podcast saying like, look what I did at 4 in the morning. You know?
It's a phase, like you had said. It's here, it's there, and then it's just not there anymore.
Yeah.
Somebody had posted something on like Facebook or Instagram or something, and it said that the days are long, but the years are short. And I think that's like really true, especially as like you have like younger kids, because you know those things you'll never kind of get back, right? You can't go in reverse. So it's like, you know, those nights where your kids maybe wake up in the middle of the night and they're like, hey Dad, can I lay on your chest? I'm like, yeah, sure you can, because you may never want to do this again.
It happened, yeah.
And just like recently have I like started to do that more and be okay with it. At first I was like that hard ass who was like, no, you're going right back to bed, right? And this is where you sleep. I sleep in here with your mom and you sleep in your bed by yourself. But now I'm like, you know what? With 3 and 2, it was just survival. And I love those things now.
Yeah.
So there are nights where I sleep in 3 different beds. Okay.
Yeah.
So good.
Because there's going to come a time, and this is a process that I have yet to enter, but I am anticipating, where like, you know, they'll have sleepovers, or they'll close their room and be like, good night, you know, I'm going to listen, or I'm going to, you know, and not that they'll always need us,
But they don't want you at the time.
but you know, and so right, like Megan and I had like maybe it was a year ago, you know, obviously she being a photographer and my college schedule like gives me a lot of time at home. That can be a pain in the ass, like on purpose, you know.
Right. Okay.
And I was like, go do something, like you're home, you know. And I was like, and I remember it wasn't an argument, but I said to her, I go, you know, you're not the only one that gets to spend time with them during this time. I go, at 5, they're all going to kindergarten, and for the next 13 years, they're going to be in school for 180 days from 8 to 4, not including, or 8 to 3, not including sports that they want to play, and play dates, and sleepovers. I go, so for this time frame, like if I want to be all over them all the time, I'm going. And it was like, oh, she was like,
That's awesome.
when Fiona's 5, we're going to revisit this conversation.
That's
That's fine. Yeah,
Neil, that may have been the smartest thing you've ever said.
right. So like I to echo what Jared and Derek were saying, like the things that you would find super annoying.
Embrace.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah.
And just lean on your friends.
That's it.
Totally. I'll be calling you guys for all sorts of
Yeah.
advice.
That's it.
Well, I want to thank you guys. This is awesome for hanging with me, giving me great advice. I mean, I can't.
This is
stuff
so cool.
This is awesome. I can talk all night long.
No,
I got to edit this and put it all together.
Thank you. This was
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
I have more time if you want me to hang out longer. 3 kids are probably asleep.
We have
I can stay.
We've got more pizza to
And
eat.
we have some
Cracker
booze.
beer.
We got booze
Yeah.
and pizza to eat.
Uber's a wonderful thing.
Hope you guys enjoyed all the tips and advice
Sponsored by
from
Uber.
real actual dads who obviously love their kids more than anything in the world. Thanks for watching, you guys. Take these tips, put them to use, and we'll see y'all soon. Peace out, everybody.
Later.
Yeah.
Yes! Yeah!
Yes. At one point, I didn't even. It's like I was
No, yeah, it's happening.
We're talking.
Yeah.
We're having a conversation.
Yeah.
See how different it is though, without talking,
Oh,
without
yeah.
hearing the things. It's so different.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was awesome.
really
No, that was cool.
That was
Great.
great, man.
Yeah.
That was great.